we don't know how this Celtic team's going to look next season. I mean, the 3 goal scorers, it looks like Maeda was waving to the fans. It looks like it's going to be his last game. Engels, you'd imagine there'll be more offers for him. I don't know if you saw in Premier Sports, he was a little bit non-committal about his future. He sort of said, well, we'll see. I mean, I've got a contract. And Iheanacho, another one. I know Celtic have got an option, but he's became a kind of cult figure. But he can't play 90 minutes. He looked knackered coming on today for the last 20. Great goal, to be fair. Really good finish.
That's what he does now. What's Iheanacho look like with a proper pre-season?
Aye.
You know, if Celtic can get him back to Lennoxtown early, if he's got the desire to do it, if he wants to put himself through the work, see if Celtic can properly harness Kelechi Iheanacho and get him into the sort of physical condition that he needs to be a starter. I mean, we're not dealing with an old man. What is he, 28, 29?
29, I think, aye. So
there is no reason. There's no physical reason why he can't get himself properly conditioned and get himself ready, because the impact he's made, he's a special player. And if Celtic, they do have the opportunity, I listened to an interview that he did after the game, Kelechi Iheanacho. I think he wants to stay. So
I think so.
So he wants to stay. The terms and conditions of the contract will be in place. I think it's a no-brainer. But I'd be double down on my physical guys, the conditioning guys. Get him into shape. I don't care what you need to do. I don't care if it's 10 hours of training a day over the course of the summer. Get him into shape, because what an asset he would be if he was fit enough to start games at the start of next season.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's a massive summer of change, potentially for Celtic. There could be more turmoil. Who knows? A couple of months back, Dan, I think I used to tell Celtic have to, for this season only, kind of concentrate as short-term FC. Do what they need to do to try and hold on to the title, to try and win a Scottish Cup. And it has been a short-term approach. We're now about to enter into a summer where there needs to be a longer-term strategy, and it needs to become apparent. Now, what that is it one more year for Martin O'Neill? I don't know, because Celtic might feel, well, now's the time we need to start with a blank canvas and start addressing what the future looks like. But it's really hard to say to Martin O'Neill, could you just step aside now? Because I don't think he wants to step aside. And having done what he's done and achieved what he's achieved in this incredible season, he's earned the right, hasn't he? I think he's earned the right now to make this decision, whether or not it really should be down to him, but it might not be. This is what we don't know. He's obviously said that he's, I think, meeting next week with Dermot Desmond. So I think one way or another, we should have an answer sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. And if you missed it, we will hopefully be joined from Hampden by our esteemed colleagues. But we'll see. We'll keep going and see what it takes. There's plenty of comments.
The Wi-Fi is notorious.
It is really bad at Hampden now. Plenty of comments coming in the meantime. Let me have a look. Stephen says, Martin O'Neill, a truly remarkable man. It saved our season. Definitely deserves a statue now. Stephen points out you can't replace a player like Maeda without spending serious cash. That Celtic board won't do. Ricky says Iheanacho just needs sign, keep him fit, and he'll shine. Danny says does not matter today how it looks next season. The fact is Celtic have won the double. Apparently the worst Celtic side in years. Let's just praise them. And to be fair, we are. I mean, we haven't said anything other than the fact it's a remarkable achievement. And I just from where they were, Celtic. If you'd said even just a few months ago this team would win the double,
I think Celtic fans themselves would accept, because Celtic fans aren't daft either. They know what they've been watching over the years. They know what a proper Celtic side looks like. This isn't a great one of the great Celtic sides, but the DNA within that dressing room, and it comes from your Callum McGregors, your James Forrest. They just weren't prepared to accept their fate. Callum McGregor, if he's honest, he's played in better Celtic sides as well.
Oh,
James Forrest has. So they know, but it was just a refusal to accept their fate, because that's been drummed into them. That it's part of them, this winning mentality, and ultimately that was the difference maker this season for Celtic. The mindset of the guys, the major players, and it's a culture that's sort of is woven into the club now, isn't it? Because of all these years of dominance and guys like Callum McGregor, perennial winners, and all the players that come into that environment, they learn from guys like McGregor what it's all about, and they all pick up the mentality. See, Alistair Johnson's a great example for me, and what a difference Alistair Johnson return to fitness has made ultimately at the end of the season. Celtic are a far better team with Alistair Johnson in it. And when you listen to Alistair Johnson talk, he's got a real, he's an infectious enthusiasm for Celtic, and that's because as soon as he came in, he just soaked it all up. Speaking to Callum McGregor and getting to know what the environment was, and he said, when you sign for this club, you learn right away. The first thing, there's only one thing that matters: win, and that's the psychology. And it's really hard. I don't think you can just flick a switch to get that.
No.